Hello and welcome to Ask Bellco. This month we're uncovering ways you can save time and money by choosing the right financial institution. And joining us to talk about that is Ryan Blankenship. He's Bellco's Associate Director of Deposit Portfolios. Ryan, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to see you. When I first left home for college, that's when I actually first moved to Colorado, I was kind of shopping around for my first checking account. Like I call it like a grown-up checking account. You know, I had savings accounts and stuff like that before. And all of the banks were offering goodies to sign up for a checking account, right? Like one of them had a toaster, and I think one of them had like a pretty nice, like a mountain bike or something like that. So is that still the way to choose a checking account, is who gives you the best toaster?
Toasters are great.
Yeah.
But I think the best way is really identify what kind of bank experience would you like. So do you use online and mobile most of the time and not really go into branches? So if that's the case, you're really looking for what that mobile and digital experience is really going to be like. Mm-hmm. Or are you somebody that really likes going into the branch and being able to ask a person a question and those kind of things? Or do you like a little bit of both? So if you're really somebody who likes somebody to go into the branch, convenience to work or home is a really good one, so you're not driving.
Oh yeah, your location
40
to
minutes
that branch.
Out of the way. Yeah,
that makes sense. Well, for me personally, I have gone almost exclusively mobile with my banking. Now, we were talking a little bit before the cameras started rolling that my dad works for a small branch bank in Nebraska. It's not a credit union like Bellco, but it's about the same size, I think. And he always talks about how the big banks are doing everything they can to get you out of their lobby. They don't want you to come into the branch. They don't want you in the building. They're rerouting you to the digital side, and they would prefer you there. Is Bellco doing the same thing, or are you noticing that trend in general?
I think we've seen that trend where some of the big institutions have closed down branches and kind of shrunk. We're really looking to give the member the experience they would like. So if there's somebody who really wants the digital experience, we just invested in our digital experience, and we have a brand new online banking platform.
Oh, cool.
Make things easier, a lot more convenient, faster. You can do all those things.
Deposit checks with the phone?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. That's like my favorite new thing. Every time I do it, I'm like, I live in the future. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool stuff. So what about on the other side, though? What about the branches?
So on the branch side, we just opened our 25th branch.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we have 24 branches within the Denver metro area, and we have a 25th in Grand Junction. Uh-huh. So we want to provide that place where if you need some help, there's a smiling face there to help you.
That's great, because I got to say, even though I am almost entirely mobile, when something on that digital platform breaks, there is no substitute for talking to a human being. Yep, so it kind of sounds to me like Bellco's doing both, right? They're going into the digital and improving that, but also making sure to have that kind of physical space.
We want to be able to provide whatever you need.
Yeah.
So if you need that personal touch, we're there for you that side. And then if you need the convenience of online and mobile, we're there for you too.
Sure. Okay, so we've talked about the online and we've talked about the branch, but sometimes you don't really need either one. Sometimes I'm just driving down the highway and I need to just stop at this gas station, get a little cash out of the ATM. But the fees, man, I put in my PIN and it's like, we're going to charge you $3.50 to take your money out of this ATM.
And then the fee you get from your institution behind it too.
Yep, it's not fair. Yeah. So where does Bellco fall on that whole thing, the ATM fees?
So we don't charge our members ATM fees, even if they use a foreign ATM.
Really?
And we don't charge non-Bellco members to use our ATMs. And then we are also part of the co-op network, which means there's 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide that our members are allowed to use.
You don't charge fees for any of that stuff?
No.
Okay, but how does Bellco make money then? Because that's how the banks make money, right? Is they make the fees on. So how does Bellco make money?
Well, we're set up as a not-for-profit organization.
Oh.
So we don't have shareholders that need to get their stock price to go up and get payouts and dividends. So we reinvest our profits back into our members, whether that be from lower or fewer fees, and to lower rates, whether it be on lower rates on
Like
lending
loans, stuff like
products,
that?
yeah, or higher rates on savings products like CDs, money markets, and such.
Wow. So because you don't have a annual shareholders meeting where they want to know how much their stock has gone up, then it kind of seems like that almighty bottom line is a little bit less important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds great. Okay, but so what about other products, not just the ATM fees, right? Like when I drive down the road, I see billboards, or when I'm watching TV, I see ads for free checking. We got free checking. Everybody, so it's all free checking, right?
Well, I think the one thing you got to identify with free checking, because most institutions have it, is what makes it free. So most places have some kind of a requirement you need, or multiple requirements you need in order to make it free. So you have to have direct deposit monthly, or you need to have a minimum balance, or you got to have a debit card or something, depends on the institution. So those gotcha fees that you get if you don't have that, so you change jobs and your direct deposit, you don't have a direct deposit that month, and then all of a sudden you see a $10 fee and you don't know why.
Those surprise fees are the worst.
Yeah.
And then, that's exactly right. You're left kind of scratching your head, going, "No, I've never been charged that before." So, so I assume that is Bellco using those kinds of fees too, or?
So again, since we don't really fee our members as much as other institutions, we don't have those fees. We don't have any on any of our free checking accounts, or we have we have two other interest-bearing checking accounts. One's Boost, and then one's our Platinum. Our Platinum does have some minimum balance requirements, but our Boost account does not have any minimum requirements.
Now, is this because sometimes I see ads for checking accounts they're like free with interest? Is that what this Boost thing is?
Yeah, that's what Boost is. So Boost is an account that, in all intents and purposes, is a free account with a boost. So you get, if you use your debit card 15 times during the month,
I do that every month. Yeah.
Sign on to online banking once.
Yep.
Get direct deposit into your account.
Yep.
We give you a 2.25 interest rate on your checking, or APY on your interest rate, so annual percentage yield on your checking account for that month.
Well, that's a great little boost on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, we got off a little into the weeds on that, but I just wanted to make sure that I understood it. So I think one of the reasons that people choose real big banks is that they feel that their money is safer in a real big bank. You see we're member FDIC'd, we're insured, all that stuff. Is Bellco FDIC insured?
We're not FDIC insured. We're covered by NCUA, which is the National Credit Union Administration. It's a very similar federal institution.
Oh, it's a federal agency like the FDIC.
And we have the same $250,000 insurance limit. So, it's just as safe at a credit union it is.
So it's kind of the same. Yeah, it's like one half dozen of the other.
Absolutely.
It's the one's just kind of geared more specifically towards credit unions.
Specifically to credit unions.
Great. That's excellent. I feel like I have learned a lot today about what things we should kind of look for in finding a checking account, what priorities you should make. Do you have any kind of last tips that you want to share about where people should look for a checking account?
Well, just that checking's not the only part of that banking relationship. So, as you move through, maybe it's just checking now, but it could be to buy an auto loan down the road, you need a new car, maybe you're to the point where you're looking for a new home.
Yeah, we've talked about home buying on the show before.
Or if you own a home, maybe you need a home equity line to do some home improvements, credit card.
Yeah.
So just to make sure you look at the full banking relationship, what the rates and the fees are on all of those when you pick one, so that you can make that one institution.
It's like you're looking for one thing today, but you're going to need other things at some point. So finding someone that can provide all those to you sounds like it would be a huge help. Great. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much for coming on the show. Will you come see us again sometime?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. Appreciate it. And thank you for joining us. Come back next month as we cover the benefits of having a will. We'll see you then.